Today is November the 1st, 2024, 6:47 in the morning. I'm here at my house. I am uh making this video. Yeah, it's a spider. I'm making this video because I want to talk about trauma and healing from trauma. I I hate every time that I make a video, I always have to overthink, like, am I going to post this one or not? Should I post it? Like, I have to be careful what I say right now because I don't want to offend anybody. Like, I can't, say this or that because I can't risk getting in trouble at work. And I hate how, like, filtered I have to be now just to contain my sanity and my personal life. It's ridiculous. Like, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating because I've never been that type of person to filter what I'm saying. I've always just kind of said what I thought and what I feel and not overthought about it because I understood from my point of view that I'm not trying to say it in a way that's offending anybody. I'm just saying it in a way of how I feel about it and what I think about it. And sometimes I feel and think very passionately and aggressively about certain things. So I express that, and it offends people sometimes. And I'm not trying to offend people. That's not my goal. Or hurt people or call people out. Like, that's not my goal. My goal is just to speak the truth, to open up people's minds and hearts and full potential. Really, that's at the end of the day, that's what I want to open, is everyone's full potential. I really, like, it's not about like, oh, I want to be a part of your healing journey, or I want to take you there, or, like, I really don't care. I would prefer if everyone just did it on their own already, and like and stopped, like, perpetuating and emitting this traumatic, negative energy out there because they can't heal. And it's difficult. And I'm not saying like I'm perfect in that healing process either. I'm not perfect at all. I'm not even fully done in my healing process because I keep, like, every day, like, getting, not every day getting re-traumatized. Well, in a sense, yes, because of what I see and what I'm having to deal with, but it's more like I can't, that foundational issue that makes me unable to process the things that I'm seeing, the traumatic things that I'm seeing around me, in a way that's not, like, adding on to the layers of trauma already there, is difficult. You need to take out that original, like, underlining area in you, in your body, in your mind, in your spirit, that transcribed itself on you and made you into a certain personality or thought process. You have to go back to that and fix that. And it's hard when you're not really sure exactly what it is, what that trauma is. Like, you can't go back to something if you don't even know what you're talking about, or where it's coming from. And and it's especially hard when you're like, when you have a a a, a root, a tree root, a foundation, a sense of of origins, like where you came from, that you're not really clear on. if that makes sense. That sounds very confusing. I'm trying to say it in a way where I'm not getting too specific because I don't want to like offend anybody or hurt anybody. But if you're not really sure what why people behave in the way they do, if you're little, okay, you're a baby, and you know you see all these weird adults acting all weird and crazy around you, and it makes you feel a certain way as a baby, and you stay with that feeling, and every time somebody reminds you of that feeling of what that made you feel that way in that moment, it brings up that memory, like subconsciously or consciously, and you start reacting a certain way. You have that personality in you already, whether you got scared or you cried or you laughed or whatever your reaction was, like that's what you became that in that moment because of that. And that just happens like over time with every experience we have, every traumatic experience we have. We layer it on into us within our personalities, within our reactions, within our mind frames, and we carry that on over time in life. So if we have a certain traumatic incident that happened and we can't, get back to it and fully like understand it like in an all around manner, then we're not gonna it's gonna be really hard to iron that trauma out of you so you can, you know, reach your full potential. You can't do it, unless you actually get. And that's why like me, I know a lot of my own blockages that keep me from like going to my full potential are things that like that I can't, you know, get back to fully and process fully. And I've tried, but it's been difficult, to do it. And and then it's like as you get older, the more you think about it, the more it's like it hurts to like bring out, or process. And it's like you would rather just like try and just push it out, like not even like where you just cut it, like slice it out of you, and then you realize that's not really like gonna at the end of the day help your full potential either. Like you're not it's no different than a transgender person like cutting themselves up, cutting their parts out. Like you're doing the same thing by just cutting out emotional and mental parts of you that you don't want to process or deal with. You're not Those are still parts of you, whether you like it or not. By cutting them out, you're cutting out other parts of yourself too that you need to, get back in you and iron out so that you can reach your full potential. Otherwise, you'll never reach it. Or you'll reach, you'll get there, maybe you'll get close, but you'll never reach it unless, you get to that. The only way we'll all reach our full potentials is when we're all out of this trauma. We're out of this like cycle of generational trauma that we just keep imprinting and imprinting and imprinting onto the next and the next and the next and the next generation. And it's so annoying because it's like everywhere, like it's everywhere. Like I see this as the like issue in everything like around me. And it's like, why can't you see? Like I have a family of a mother, the grandma, and the four kids, and they all have like the same behavioral problem, like all of them. And they can't like understand. Well, I mean, I understand the kids not understanding, but I don't understand how the grandma and the mom like cannot process like how do you not see what the issue is? Like, it's you all. And I want to just like tell them that straight out, but you tell people that and they get offended and they start, detaching and not wanting. You lose them. You lose them when you do that. You just you lose them. Especially if you're somebody that they don't really like respect intellectually, or like, you know uh I don't know, professionally, or like you feel like they're not an expert in what they're talking about, so you're just like, um yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. And I know what I'm talking about. Like, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I know, like, I've known this all my life. Basically, I've known that this is what I'm here for. I'm here to fix like all the fucked up, like, emotional and mental shit on this planet, like the illogical nonsense that happens all around. Like, I'm here to like flatten that out. And I knew it when I was a child, and I forgot over time throughout my adolescence and teenage years and young adult years. I forgot. I got sidetracked, got focused on other things, and as a young adult, I was reawakened and reminded what I was here for, and put in line to get back on it. But it's hard, man. It's hard. It's hard doing it on a planet where people can't cry like freely. They can't cry freely because it's like looked down on. I think that's the biggest issue that would, if we tackled it in a way like quickly, it would resolve so much, like, so fast. If we stopped like putting people down for their feelings, if we stopped telling kids when they want to cry, when they look like they want to cry, like, stop crying or don't cry, toughen up. If we let kids just like cry and like let it out, they're not gonna cry for fucking ever. Like, yes, they might cry for a long time. Yes, it might be annoying sometimes or loud or whatever, but after they're done, they're gonna feel better, and it's gonna be over with. And they're not gonna stay like that. Like, they're gonna get out of that phase eventually, and they're gonna be a lot more well-adjusted human beings with empathy that can, care for the people around them in a much healthier way than we currently have. It's horrible, the state of the world that we live in. It's fucking horrible. It's getting better. It's gotten better over a lot of generations and ages, because it used to be a hell of a lot worse on this planet. But it's getting a lot better, but still fucking horrible. And I say that only because I know, again, I can see, I can feel, and I personally know the potential, the full potential of this planet, the full, full potential of the human race on this planet is so fucking incredible. And we're nothing close to what it could be. Not even, no, nothing. But we will be in my lifetime. We fucking will be.